I'm Glenn Drake, and our top story tonight, the V.I.P.D. held a press conference earlier today, or perhaps this morning, on the agenda. This crime arrest, an increased reward, and the return of the top. Charlie Sleepall has the story.
Well, the police commissioner is back in a press briefing today. These are the briefings that the police are doing on St. Croix and St. Thomas. So this time it was from St. Thomas. Police Commissioner James McCall, back from his surgery in the United States, recovering, looked in pretty good shape, and made the important announcement that the reward being offered for the major crimes and the shooting of the police officer is now at $50,000. There were a lot of course, other pieces of information from the chief, Rodney Carrard, the deputy chief from St. Croix, about crime there, and also St. John, about an update on that. Here is the brief press conference that brings you up to date on what the police department has, at this point, now accomplished, and some possibilities of things to come. Forensics unit, the mobile police stations, and of course new officers coming on board.
Before I get started, I would like to thank, of course, Assistant Commissioner Novell Francis for the excellent job that he did at the helm. I know he had to go through the budget hearings and everything else, and I also like to thank my my chiefs and deputy chiefs for the excellent job that they did. Retired Sergeant Gums was killed while trying to I guess he walked upon a robbery. He was trying to assist one of the store owners. Actually, he had just signed a NOPA for the sergeant to come back to work in the Forensics Bureau. I've always had a lot of respect for him. As a result, I'd like to increase the reward to $50,000. Not just because he's a former policeman or he's back on duty, not that his life was any more significant than anyone else in the community, but I think we need to send a message to the community that you cannot assault or kill a police officer without having some serious repercussions. So at this time, I would like to offer a $50,000 reward for information leading to the arrest and conviction. So it's arrest and conviction of suspect or suspects involved.
Reference to a couple of the latest homicides. Investigation is ongoing reference to the shooting death of Dwayne Gotti Lynch. As stated before, 3 arrests were made. Those arrested again were Khalib Jassou, Edgar Ortiz, and Carlos Acosta. All were charged with murder first degree. They are being held in jail pending trial. Major crime is in the process of identifying more suspects, and will pursue more arrest warrants here in the very near future. Again, that investigation is ongoing. Also, investigation is ongoing into the double shooting that took place at the Deja Vu Bar on Noragata on July 20th. As you all are aware, Anori Biaz Reyna was arrested and charged with, initially arrested and charged with assault reference to those shootings. And due to the passing of one of the victims, the charges were upgraded and included murder in the first degree. I just want to make a clarification here. Initially, the victim who died, reference to that shooting, was identified as Francisco Rivera. Investigation revealed later on that the true identity of the victim is Rafael Caovagnis Ahols.
Talk about a couple of initiatives that was conducted on St. John after Carnival. We did initiatives with roadblocks, and also we stepped up our patrols, whereas we arrested 2 individuals for possession of a licensed firearms. The 2 individuals are arrested. One was arrested on July 15th as this individual here, Emmanuel Gray. And he was arrested with this firearm, 38, that he had in his possession. The second individual was Glenn Lewis. He was arrested on July 17th on an initiative done by the tennis courts in Cruzville, St. John, on a traffic stop. He was arrested with possession of a licensed firearm and also controlled substance, marijuana. And this is the firearm that he had in his possession.
What is that, Chief?
This is a .22 long handgun, German made. Yeah.
Yesterday, the auxiliaries in St. Croix were working the Basin Triangle. We're very excited about the auxiliaries coming on board to help augment what we have within the police department. Not only the auxiliaries, but as you know and as you've heard, we're also bringing in laterals from the states to also help augment our police manpower.
In St. Thomas, at the police commissioner's office, Lee Carl for News Channel 8.
Also, there's some new information about the peace rally that was held recently on St. Croix. You may recall that at least 2 teenagers were victims of violence on the same night that was to commemorate peace in our community. There's some words from the police chief, Benfa.
Officers were assigned to the function, and later in the evening, pretty much at the end of the program, individuals from Science Farm and the JFK housing community were on the outside, adjacent to the hospital parking lot. A fight started, and one of the individuals who were minors, they all were minors as a matter of fact, had a gun, other one a knife. One was stabbed and one was shot. What we're seeing is that these minors are being left on their own to travel and traverse our highways after wee hours after the curfew. There were kids standing outside the function waiting for their parents to pick them up, and we find that these children are left there. I guess the parents left them there thinking there's something to get them out of the house, get them out of the hair, that they won't have to worry about them for a while, but not being mindful that they're still responsible for the children, especially since the curfew is in effect. Information was disseminated to individuals in the community from other people other than our public information officer concerning this issue. It's alleged that police officers found themselves in a shootout with minors. That did not happen. The minors themselves engaged in an altercation between themselves. The officers who were working at the function at Island Center heard the discharging of shots, responded, and actually apprehended just about all of the minors. All of the minors were transported to a nearby precinct, and their the parents of each of those individuals were brought to the station. They were sat down and were spoken to. The 2 minors who were injured were actually taken to the hospital or walked in the hospital themselves, where they were attended to by medical and physician as well, and was released. We find that in St. Croix, most of our crimes, most of our perpetrators today are minors. Minors. And I said before that the judges aren't playing anymore. They're bounding these young men and women over to adults. They're charging them. They're not turning a blind eye anymore. They're making sure that justice is done, because some of these minors are what we call recidivists. They continue to commit offense after offense, and they continue to harm innocent people in this community. And without any reservation or care for health or sustenance of safety for anyone, they encourage other minors to join them.